You set it for 20 minutes at 400 degrees and you walk away. And when the timer goes, the fries on top are golden. The ones underneath are pale and soft, and 3 of them are black at the tip. Same basket, same 20 minutes. You paid $120 for this machine because somebody promised you it would be easy. So you scrape the tray and you eat the good ones, and you tell yourself you will read the manual one day. It is not the machine. It is not you. It is 7 habits, and I have had every single one of them. You will not buy anything today. Not a liner, not a rack, not a spray, not a set of little silicone cups. Everything I use is already in your kitchen. And I will tell you why the people who sell air fryer accessories will never explain the first one to you. Go and look in your basket tonight. If the pieces are touching, you already have your answer. My name is Maya Sato. I am 58. I have cooked for my family every day of my adult life, and I resisted this machine for years. My daughter gave me one 2 winters ago, and I treated it the way my Oba-chan treated anything new. I tested it until I understood it, so 7 of them. The blocked basket, the preset you trusted, the preheat you did not need, the shake you skipped, the moisture you have backwards, the oil, and the cleaning that is quietly killing your basket. Fix these and your food comes out even every time, and the machine you already own finally earns the counter space it is standing on. Let me start with what most folks get wrong about this machine, because if you do not have this, nothing else will hold. An air fryer is not a fryer. It is a small, violent convection oven, a heating element, a fan, and a basket with holes in it. Nothing crisps because of oil. Things crisp because fast-moving hot air pulls the water off the surface faster than the inside can push more out. That is the whole thing, air and water. Every mistake I am about to give you is one of those 2. The first one, the blocked basket. When food is piled up, the air cannot get around it, so the food sits in its own steam and cooks itself soft. You wanted crisp and you built a steamer. Load 1 layer with a finger's width between the pieces. 1/2 pound of fries in a 5-quart basket, not a pound. 2 batches of 10 minutes will beat 1 crowded batch of 20 every time, and I know that is the boring answer. It is also the true one. Pull the basket out and look at it from above before you close it. If you cannot see the holes of the crisper tray between the pieces, take some out. And there is a second way to block the air, and this one arrives in a box with a happy family, printed on the side. Liners. A liner is a wet blanket. It sits over the holes the air is supposed to come through, and it holds the moisture the machine is trying to take away. I ran wings both ways in the same basket, 400 degrees, 20 minutes, flipped at 10. The ones on the liner took more than 2 minutes longer to come up to temperature, and the skin underneath was pale. So here is my rule, and it is simple. Going for crisp, fries, nuggets, wings, anything breaded, no liner. Roasting vegetables where soft is what you actually want, a liner is fine. And this is where the accessory people make their money. The liner, the rack, the special spray, for a machine that needs none of them. They sell you the thing that makes your food worse, and then they sell you the thing that fixes it. That is not a mistake on their side. That is the business. If you want a liner anyway, do not buy them. Take a sheet of parchment, cut it 1 inch smaller than the floor of your basket so the air still moves around the edge. Snip the corners and put it in with the food already sitting on top of it. Never in an empty basket. Never during a preheat. A loose sheet lifts into the element, and then you have a fire, not a dinner. Mind you, I almost never use one, the second one. The preset you trusted. Presets are not wrong. They are a starting point, and they assume a certain amount of food, a certain thickness, and a certain starting temperature. Your chicken did not get the memo. One breast in the basket cooks nothing like 3. So when you add more food, add time before you add heat. Half again, as much food, 5 more minutes. When the food is thicker, go the other way. Drop the temperature 25 degrees and add 5 minutes, so the middle catches up before the outside goes dark. And the machine is fast, and it is convenient, but it is not smart. On meat, temperature is the only honest answer. Chicken is done at 165 degrees. Ground meat, 160. Pork, 145 with a 3-minute rest. Stop the cook 5 to 10 degrees under, take it out, and let it come up while it rests. Underdone is dangerous. Overdone is dry and tough. A thermometer is the one tool in this whole video I will tell you is worth having. And if you own a meat thermometer already, it works. It does not have to be for the air fryer. While we are on the machine not being smart, read your manual. 10 minutes once, sitting with your tea. Every one of these machines behaves differently, and the manual tells you the loading limit, the liner rules, and the baseline times for your model. Not because they enjoy writing manuals, because people keep making the same mistakes. The third one, preheating everything. You do not need it. I have run the same food with a preheat and without it, and the cook time barely moves. There are 2 exceptions, and I use them both. A fatty piece of steak and chicken wings when I want that skin. For those, 3 minutes at 400 degrees before the food goes in, so the surface hits hot metal and hot air at the same moment. Everything else goes into a cold basket, and you save yourself 3 minutes and a hot kitchen. The fourth one, you never shake it. If the top of your food is golden and the bottom is pale, congratulations, you have discovered gravity. The air moves, but the food is still lying on a surface, and that surface stays cooler and wetter. Small things, fries, nuggets, chickpeas, cut vegetables, get shaken once, halfway. Fries at 380 degrees for 12 minutes, you shake at 6. Big things, chicken thighs, pork chops, thick bread, get turned over with tongs, once, halfway. Wings at 400 for 20 minutes, flip at 10. Set a timer on your phone for the halfway mark, if you are like me and the kitchen gets busy. Now the next one is the one my own daughter refused to believe until she tried it in her apartment. And it is the one that will change what you eat on a Tuesday night. The fifth one, you have moisture backwards. Water on the outside of food blocks browning every time. So most fresh meat comes packed wet, and you must pat it dry firmly with a clean kitchen towel until the surface is matte, not shiny. Then season, then cook. That is 30 seconds of work, and it is the difference between brown and gray. Same story with frozen proteins. Frozen meat dumps water as it thaws, so the first 5 minutes are steaming, not cooking, and browning never gets started. Thaw it if you can. If you cannot, run a low thaw phase at 250 degrees for 5 minutes. Pour off the liquid that gathers under the tray. Pat it dry, then crank it to 400 to brown. But there is the other direction, and this is the one nobody does. An air fryer is a machine for taking water out, which makes it wonderful for a wing and brutal on leftover pizza and lasagna. It turns them into a crouton. So you add the water back. 2 tablespoons of water in the bottom of the basket, underneath the crisper tray, away from the food. 350 degrees, 4 minutes. The steam comes up through the holes, while the dry heat crisps the base, and the crust goes firm, and the cheese goes soft. I will tell you plainly that is a better slice than it was the day it was made. The sixth one, the oil. None is not the answer, and a bath is not the answer. Too little, and you get dusty, dried-out, flaky food. Too much, and the oil pools, drips onto the element and comes back at you as black smoke through your kitchen. What oil actually does is improve contact. It carries heat into the surface so it browns evenly. So it is a coat, not a pour. 1 teaspoon for a basket of vegetables, tossed in a bowl with your hands before it ever goes in, or a light brush, and anything already fried and frozen, fries, tots, breaded nuggets, needs nothing at all. It is already oiled. Adding more is how you get the smoke. 2 more things on oil. Use one with a high smoke point, because you are working at 400 degrees. Avocado oil sits around 500. Refined coconut about 400. Butter and good olive oil will smoke and taste burnt, so save them for the plate. And be careful with the aerosol sprays. Many of them carry an emulsifier, lecithin, that bakes onto the basket as a gummy film you cannot scrub off, and it eats the non-stick coating you paid for. Check the can for it. Better, put your own oil in a refillable mister, or use the bowl and your hands, which is what I do. The 7th one, the cleaning. Old grease is not seasoning. It is what makes the black smoke, the funky smell, and the strange taste on food that should be plain. But do not swing the other way and run the basket through the dishwasher every single time either. Most baskets are dishwasher safe, and frequent dishwashing still shortens the life of the coating. Here is what I do. The moment dinner is out, while the basket is still warm, I fill it with hot water and a little dish soap and leave it 5 minutes. A light scrub, and it is clean. No soaking overnight, no scraping. My Obachan had one good knife. She sharpened it on a whetstone by the kitchen door, and I have it still, on the counter beside the rice cooker. 50 years, one knife. She never once owned a gadget, and she fed a house through some very thin winters. A tool that is cleaned and kept will outlast every drawer of accessories anyone tries to sell you for it. So let me say the whole thing once more, slowly, so you can write it down. 1 layer, a finger's width between pieces. 1/2 pound of fries in a 5-quart basket. Fries 380 degrees, 12 minutes, shake at 6. Wings, 400 degrees, 20 minutes, flip at 10, and preheat 3 minutes only for wings and fatty steak. More food, 5 more minutes. Thicker food, 25 degrees lower and 5 minutes longer. Chicken, 165. Ground meat, 160. Pork, 145 with a 3-minute rest. Pull 5 to 10 degrees early and rest it. Frozen meat, 250 degrees for 5 minutes. Pour off the liquid, pat dry, then 400. Leftover pizza, 2 tablespoons of water under the crisper tray. 350 degrees, 4 minutes. 1 teaspoon of oil per basket of vegetables, none on frozen fries. Parchment cut 1 inch smaller than the basket floor. Food on top, never during preheat. And soak the basket 5 minutes in hot soapy water while it is still warm. Do those, and tonight the fries come out one color, all of them, and the chicken is juicy in the middle, and your kitchen does not smell of smoke. It cost you nothing, not $1. Now tell me yours. Every kitchen has one trick nobody taught it. Write yours below, and tell me where you are watching from. I read every one. And the whole method is written out at the top of the comments if you would rather copy it than pause the video. Next time, an egg, a cup of cold water, and the one thing about your stove you have been paying for without knowing it. Until then, waste nothing. Take care of your kitchen, and it will feed you well. 1 layer cold basket, shake it halfway. Dry the meat, 1 teaspoon of oil. Thermometer at the end. That is the whole video in 1 sentence.